You know what? I just noticed something. I'm wearing Seahawks colors, so I jinxed myself. Here's the thing. I want to go on ahead and talk about this Super Bowl that I just witnessed. Wow. I was rooting for the Broncos. I am a Peyton Manning fan. I am a Colts fan first. But nonetheless, I am a Peyton Manning fan. I wanted the Broncos to win. I was expecting the Broncos to win. But I must say, congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks. I don't know how many real Seattle Seahawks fans there are out there, and there's going to be a shitload of them in the comments. I can promise you that. But those boys came to play. They wasn't messing around at all. Like what I haven't seen domination like that since the Super Bowl the Ravens won against the Giants. That was domination, and this was even more domination. The reason why it was more domination is because they were playing one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. I am now convinced that Peyton Manning is not the best quarterback of all time. I'm again, huge Peyton Manning fan, extremely biased. I have to admit, he's not the greatest of all time. I also have to admit, Demaryius Thomas played like a pussy. He was a straight up bitch in this game. Did y'all see him tiptoeing every time he caught the ball? Or the fumble on the strip? Like, my man's head clearly was not in this game. Granted, he had a ton of yards. But just looking at him and looking at his body language and just looking at him every time he caught the ball on those screens, he's tiptoeing, running horizontal. He was running scared. Like, them Seattle boys got in that offense's head early. Game started off with a safety. Early. Pete Carroll and that defense, and I got to give kudos to the offense too. They came out there prepared. Them boys was prepared, and they looked like they belonged in the Super Bowl. What happened at Denver? I have no idea. Them dudes ain't show up at all. Kudos to Denver for making it that far. Hell of a job. One of the best seasons of all time. The best offensive season of all time in the regular season. Did pretty good in the playoffs. Defense did good in the playoffs. Did not show up today at all whatsoever. So let me just get into my thoughts about the game. First, I do want to say that I made a lot of bets on this game. I went to topbets.com. That's not a plug or anything. That's literally like Smalls told me like, yo, I'm like, Smalls, where can I find a website to bet on? Smalls like, hey, here's a couple of links. I clicked on one. He said, this one right here got the most props. So I went, I looked, and I just started laying down bets. I put up 400. They matched it with 2. So I was actually able to bet with $600. I came out, I won $350, which basically means I lost 40. I lost $50. If Denver would have won, because I bet $300 on Denver, I bet $75 on Peyton Manning winning the MVP. I even bet $20 on Demaryius Thomas winning MVP, just in case, because if Demaryius Thomas would have won MVP, I would have won $340 off of 20. I bet 20 on Marshawn just in case. If he would have won, it would have paid me $140, off of $20. So, just take a shot in the dark. You never know. All 3 of them didn't win it. Malcolm Smith. I've never heard of this linebacker in my life. But he got that interception, that pick 6. And a lot of people are going to argue. A lot of people are going to say that that's on Noshawn Marino. Because he didn't even try to make a play on a ball. I must say, I don't think that he was in position to make a play on that ball. On that interception. That tip pass interception. Because he's running one way. In order for him to make a play on that ball, he would have to completely reverse field, turn around on a drop of a dime to make a play on that. And it's bang, bang. It was impossible. He couldn't do it. He could not have made a play on that ball. It's just that Seattle brought the noise. At the end of the day, Seattle brought the noise in this game. What else didn't I like about this game? I think Peyton Manning only threw the ball down the field 4 times total. Every pass was about 2 to 5 yards. What? I understand you like running screens. I get it. But at the same time, that cannot be your entire offense, especially in a Super Bowl, especially against the number 1 defense in the league. Pete Carroll built a machine. Pete Carroll put together just his own masterpiece. This collective group of guys, Pete Carroll had a vision. And Pete Carroll's a college guy. Well, he's not college. He was NFL college. Look, the man knows how to build a team. And that's what they did. Him, the GM, Seattle, those guys had a plan. They built a team. They got some headbangers. They got some grown men on that team. And you know the crazy part about it? Crazy part about it is they're young. They also have young contracts. Though that team is going to be together for a long time. Another thing I want to say is I can't blame this game on Peyton. I can't. The line got bullied. The receivers got beat up real bad. And also the play calling. Hell, did they run the ball more than Seattle did? What gives? They ran the ball so much, and they were down from the door. They were down big from the start, and they were just running the ball. You're in the middle to the end of the third quarter. Running the ball. And what did Seattle do on their last touchdown drive? They ran the ball one time while they were up 28. They ran the ball one time that got called back for holding and did not run the ball again on that entire drive. They passed on every play while up 28. Pete Carroll had a point to prove, and he proved it. Seattle had a point to prove. They proved it. And the thing that I love about what Seattle did the most, Seattle came of age today. They were extremely humble. They gave a ton of credit to Denver. They gave a ton of credit to Peyton Manning. And that's what you're supposed to do. They built up something that you wanted to see. Seattle made themselves heels in this. They were the bad guy. And when they won a Super Bowl, they won it humbly and respectfully. Kudos to Seattle. They definitely were the best team this year. And you might have to get used to it because that team ain't going nowhere. They're going to be there for a long time. Question is, does Peyton come back? I don't know. Let me tell you some of the bets that I bet on. 2 of my bets went to the coin toss. I said that the coin toss would be tails. I said that the player that would call it would be tails. I won both of those. Julius Thomas getting the first half touchdown. I lost that. Beast Mode, Marshawn Lynch getting the first half touchdown. I won that. Put 50 on that. I put 20 on each of those coin tosses. That Julius Thomas, I think I put about 20 on that one. In total, I bet $300 on Denver winning and covering the 2.5. Loser! I also bet that Peyton Manning would have a rushing touchdown. Shits and giggles. I can imagine him getting a quarterback sneak. I mean, it paid plus 700. Why not? Again, I put $75 on Peyton Manning winning the Super Bowl MVP. It paid pretty well if I would have won it, but nah. I also bet on Marshawn, which was plus 600. I put about 20 on him. That would have paid me, I think, 120, 140. And I put 20 on Demaryius Thomas winning MVP, which paid plus 1,600. I put 20 on that. That would have got me 340. Didn't win all 3 of those. I also bet the over-under on Russell Wilson's rushing attempts, or rushing yards, I should say. The over-under on that was 39 well, 38.5. I bet the under. And oh my God, 2 times tonight he scared the life out of me on scrambles. One of them was called back for holding. The other one was not. He ended up with about 27 yards. I was scared. I was scared. And I think my last bet was that 4 Seattle players would carry the ball. I bet the over and I pushed, so I, got half of my money back. So those were the bets that I made on this Super Bowl game. So I ended up losing $50 of my own money, 50 of my own money. And what I did is as soon as I got back home, I sat down, I went to the casino that they have on the site, started playing some roulette. I think I was down to about $60 out of 300. Or out of 350, I was down to about $60. And I bet, what did I do? How did I do this? I bet on a column. I bet 25 on a column. That got me back 75. And then I bet 5 on 4 numbers, and I actually hit the number, and that got me back to 300. I said, all right, I'm out of here. I stopped betting. I just stopped. I don't want to trust the computer when it comes to gambling. I'll do that when I go back to Atlantic City or whenever I decide to go back to Vegas. I'll do the betting in person. I just can't trust the computer. So, yeah, that has nothing to do with the game, but that is my betting line for tonight. Again, salute to Seattle and the 12th man. You guys earned it. You guys deserve it. Best team in the league. Hands down. Peace.